may have noticed a Detroit area company called the Rush Group was mentioned during last night's State of the Union address. Glenda is here now with more on the CEO and what they talked about today. Glenda?
Jeff, Andra Rush was one of the chosen few seated in the First Lady's box, and she is still beaming with pride. When this moment was going on,
Andra Rush opened up a manufacturing firm in Detroit.
This is what was going on in Andra Rush's mind.
Having the commander-in-chief, our president, our first African-American president, but our president that saved the auto industry, mention your name and your city and your team members, your workforce, in the State of the Union address, it's amazing.
The president used Rush as about a minute-long example of the importance of good job training. It then became a segue to announce a broad reform of America's training programs that will be led by Vice President Joe Biden.
Now, what Andra and her employees experienced is how it should be for every employer and every job seeker.
Rush was among the 24 guests seated in First Lady Michelle Obama's box during the State of the Union address. The CEO of Wayne-based Rush Trucking credits the power of thinking big for her success and her seat.
I said, Mrs. Obama, it's just an honor to be sitting with you in your box, and I want to thank you. And from all the people in Detroit, I want to thank you. And she's like, no, I want to thank you and all your team members in the auto industry and what you're doing to help have a positive influence in people's lives.
And as President Obama pointed out select people in the crowd as examples of our country's success from scraps foundation of opportunity, he turned his attention to another Detroiter in the crowd.
That's how the daughter of a factory worker is CEO of America's largest automaker.
That is GM CEO Mary Barra, who was also seated in Mrs. Obama's box. We called Rush's people to see if she made it back in town, but we haven't heard back yet. Joanne?